mentorship is basically you need good mentors. They guide you towards the vision. If you have questions, then if you have good mentors, then there's a lot of roadblocks, a lot of challenges. So at least with good mentors, they give you a heads up. Oh, hey, maybe there's a challenge here that you should avoid and stuff like that. So life becomes easier. But you have to listen. You have to be a sponge. You have to take out the ego and just.
Hello guys, I'm Luan, the creator of Grind Journal. We're here at Salcedo, Makati to interview the owner of Sulok Coffee. Let's get straight into it. Hello sir, I'm Luan, the creator of Grind Journal. What's your name, sir?
Migs.
Can you tell us more about yourself, Migs, and what is Sulok Coffee?
I'm Mix Vasquez, owner of Sulok Coffee. Basically, Sulok Coffee is a passion project. I really love coffee. Runs in the family. My lolo, my dad loves coffee. So ever since I was like into coffee hopping, exploring coffee shops here, abroad, and stuff like that. So 3 years ago, I decided to start small as a coffee cart and then just basically pop up, do events for friends and stuff like that. Then finally, organically it grew, and we were getting events throughout the years. And then finally, my wife wanted to rent out the office space for her clothing line, and then we said that let's open up like a concept store. So it's like a the concept store in like Bangkok, a lot of these stores. It's a clothing line slash a coffee shop, and then make like build a community out of it. Like that.
Before you became an entrepreneur, do you really see yourself as an entrepreneur back then?
Oh yes, ever since my dad was really an entrepreneur, so I really got everything from him. The DNA was there. So ever since he was teaching me to really just put up small businesses, like really just start small. And you say the saying, start small but dream big. Diba? So start with what you can really explore, you can do, and then from there build it up.
So when did you realize that Sulok Coffee can be a profitable business?
Um, when we were doing events, it was organic. I feel like if you're authentic and if you love what you do, if you're passionate what you do, that's a recipe for success. But also, once you're there, it's also like, how do you be consistent? Because like, it has to be every day. You can't rest. So like, if you do a good job today, you wake up tomorrow, you have to do a good job again. So it's basically staying consistent.
So what was your biggest problem as a business owner and how did you overcome it?
Dami. Financial problems. It's really even with a small coffee shop, it's really expensive, diba? So it's basically like how you budget your money, how for the money that you have, how do you make the best product, you know? Also like construction problems, delays in construction, diba? It's also overthinking the concept. When you're passionate about things, you also want to question it. So that's the hard part, like questioning your drinks, questioning your space. Is it good enough? Ganyan. So there's a lot of problems. You just have to really just be authentic and what you really want, and that will always shine if you're there.
So with how saturated cafe industry is, what made you confident that Sulok will stand out in the market?
Um, well, I just love coffee, and honest to goodness, I just like serving. I like coffee and I like nice spaces. So it was a bucket list of mine to just have like a small coffee shop and a nice space where actually I can hang out. My wife can hang out. We can work and stuff like that. So I wasn't really thinking of the competition or ganyan. Me, I just want to stand in my lane, be authentic, be happy with the product, and I feel like people will gravitate towards that. You know, you building building inwards, kumbaga.
One of the hardest things in business industry is scaling up. How did you scale up from the event pop up to having a coffee shop?
Oh yes, I agree. Scaling up is basically like calculated moves. Even when I scaled up, it's really just I didn't scale up to like a really big coffee shop. It's still very micro. It's very very small, diba? And then from there, I just take it like mini steps at a time. Not really just one step, many steps. So events, pop ups to events to like small shops, ganyan. And then from there, once the mastery comes, if you do it every day, you get to master it. And then, but just tiny steps, tiny steps.
So, do you consider yourself as a traditional business owner, or do you consider yourself as a new generation owners?
I think I'm a mix of both. Traditional in a way, but I'm also I also want to learn new tricks because of social media. There's a lot of ways to market it. So I think a great balance of the old school and the new school. If you're right in the middle, apply the good old concepts, but infuse it with the new marketing strategies and the new concept of the new era. And then I think that's the perfect formula.
So, for you, what mattered the most? Is it the marketing of a business or the operation of the business?
I think both goes hand in hand. Operation, I think it's like a team. So marketing, operations, vision, it all has to come into place. It's hard if you have good marketing, you don't have operation, then your business is not gonna fly, diba? It's also it hand on ano talaga eh, it goes hand in hand, marketing, operations, everything.
If you're going to start a business again, this 2025 from scratch, what would you go for and why?
Like any business.
Any business. Are you going to start a new coffee shop, or are you going to explore for more?
um maybe if I'm gonna do 2025, well, I just opened Sulok, so maybe this one, another coffee shop, and stick to the vision that I have. If ever I put up another one, same vision, same authentic vibes. Keep it small, diba? Build a community out of it.
So, what is the first step that you took to make your vision into a reality with Sulok?
First step, mm, information. So I really studied the market. I'm a coffee lover, so I kind of knew, taste a lot of coffees, ganyan. Research about the market, about spaces. So I've been researching, but I really deep dived into like the operations and stuff like that. So going even before going to business, research, talk to people, have good mentors, so that you can really scope out everything.
So, how did the mentors help you for being a business owner?
Oh yeah, because mentorship is basically, you need good mentors. They guide you towards the vision. If you have questions, then if you have good mentors, then there's a lot of roadblocks, a lot of challenges. So at least with good mentors, they give you a heads up. Oh, hey, maybe there's a challenge here that you should avoid and stuff like that. So life becomes easier. But you have to listen. You have to be a sponge. You have to take out the ego and just maybe that you don't know everything, and you have to learn from different people.
What is most effective in owning a business? Is it a college degree, or the experience is still the best teacher?
I think experience is really the best teacher when you're there, when you're experiencing it, because from there then you can learn, you can adjust, diba? But also, I mean, just to get your foot into it, degree is also important because there are lessons in school that you can apply on business, being organized, PR, talking to people, being in groups, because in business it's also important na, you deal with people. So school teaches you that, teach to deal with teachers, to deal with friends and stuff like that. So a lot of these, I mean, you just need both experience if you have a degree, and if you have experience, that's the best.
So, how long are you in the industry?
Coffee, fairly new, like 3 years, 3 years in the coffee industry. But I also have a business, waste disposal. So mostly this is my passion project. So I do this to distress, but my main business is really waste disposal.
You've been in the industry for so long. What was your biggest lesson that you can still apply in today's time?
Lesson, I think, for business, I just be resilient. You know, be resilient. I've learned that there are ups and there's downs. Business is like that, and you just have to game plan. You have to organize. You have to prepare, and just stick to it. Resilience, be consistent, and then you'll be fine.
What is the best financial advice that you've ever received?
Invest and save.
Can you tell us more about that?
Well, basically, you really have to. For me, my what I do is I also try to save. You never know, a rainy day might come, so at least you have savings. And also, I mean, it's also good to, also while you have savings, you also have to invest. You know, invest in a lot of things that can double your money, and that's very important. You know, entrepreneurship can, you never know. One time your business is good, next time it's slowing down. So you really have to just save up for a rainy day, but also invest so you can double, triple your money for the future.
So in 2025, can you give an advice if what's the best thing to invest in 2025?
Invest like ano,
Yeah.
um,
Invest your money. What is the best thing to invest for?
depends eh. Me, basically, I invest in stuff that I feel passionate about, that I can relate about, and I think that's the investment that's the best investment you can do. Like, look at businesses that you're passionate about, that you know something about, so you can actually, help out in growing the business.
So before we end this wonderful episode, can you give a piece of advice for our younger generation?
Be humble, stay consistent, hard work, but also efficient work, and you'll be fine.
It was a pleasure to
Oh,
meet you,
thank you,
Sir
thank you,
Miguel.
thank
It was a wonderful interview with the owner of Sulok Coffee. And one of the key points that he shared is always be humble, work hard, and have a mentor. Because by having a mentor, it's like a shortcut to your success. So thank you guys for watching and see you on our next vlog. If meron kayong gusto na intervene for our next video, comment down below.